Okay, let's talk about the Dallas Stars versus the Minnesota Wild. This is going to be their playoff matchup in the 2023 playoffs for the Stanley Cup Finals in Round 1 in the Western Conference Finals. Western Conference, not Western Conference Finals. So, Round 1 of the Western Conference. So, let's get into it. Let's jump right into the Dallas Stars. I am a little bit biased. I am a Dallas fan. I am wearing a Seattle Kraken hat right now, but I am a Dallas fan. So, they're one of the teams that I am cheering for in this case. So, just to go over quick, they do have no injuries currently, but we do have a 100-point score for Jason Robertson playing so well this year. Kid's electric. I can't believe that the Dallas Stars got him for $7 million for only 4 years. I think that was a mistake. I think they should have gave him 9 for 8 years because this kid is dynamic and he's gonna make them pay in my opinion. So. But my guess is they're just going to ride Robertson until Jamie Benn and Sagan's contracts finish up, and then they're gonna have to figure out what to do with the team then. But that's 4 years problem, so no big deal. 3 years now at this point. So Jamie Benn having a resurgence in the last 2 years, playing like his old self and being paid like the contract he should be. Your contract he's getting. So 78 points in 82 games. Great. Pavelski still on his heater. Slowed down a little bit, but he's still dynamic. He's still playing so well for his age. 38 years old. I think one of the oldest in the league. You can see Ryan Suter, 38 as well. I mean, it's just crazy that these guys are older on the team, but are playing. He's playing so well. Rope Hintz, their new number one center with Pavelski and Robertson, 75 points and point per game, 75 points and 73 games, playing so well again. Miro Heiskanen as a defenseman, 73 points in 79 games. Any other year that Erik Karlsson's not scoring 101 points in a season on a non-playoff team, by the way, I'm not talking about the Sharks right now, but I am talking about the Dallas Stars. But in any other season, 73 points in 79 games is Norris caliber discussions right there. But Heiskanen, they locked him up as well, which is very smart. So Sagan not playing. Now this is where you can see the big drop off of Sagan at 50 points in 76 games, not playing as well. But you got a great rookie in Wyatt Johnson being 41 points in 82 games. It's exactly what you want to see from an up and coming 19-year-old. I'm going to kind of diminish this from there. You got, I mean, of course, with the defenseman, you're not looking at as much production, but you are looking at like Nils Lundqvist is 16 points in 60 games. You know, he's young. I don't think he has the goal scoring prowess that majority of people I think, but I do think he's sheltered currently because he is younger. He was traded from New York Rangers for a first round pick. So they also picked up Zadonov at the trade deadline. He hasn't played many games, but 15 points in 23 games is not bad right there. So as well as Max Domi, only 7 points in 20 games, but he fits that style that they play. And of course we got Ottinger getting his assist right here. Woo! And then you got Thomas Harley, of course, another prospect, younger defenseman, 2 points, 6 games. So going on to the goalies, this is the X factor in my opinion for the Dallas Stars. Is you have Jake Ottinger, 62 games played. That is Andrei Vasilevsky's type of style of game. .919 save percentage when the league average right now is .905 in the league, so that means he's above average, and of course he's playing phenomenally right now. 5 shutouts, 37 wins, 11 losses, 11 ties. This guy's a dynamic goalie, and probably a future Vezina contender in my opinion. So, and then of course his backup being Wedgwood. Now I'm going to talk less about Wedgwood because it really doesn't matter because he's not going to play, honestly. If they have to go to Wedgwood, it is nice to know that they have a competent backup right now. The wins category is not as good. 9 wins, 8 losses. But his goals get saved above average, saved goals against average is okay, and his save percentage is decent. So that is one of those things that you're going to be relying on your number one goaltender in Jake Ottinger. So let's move over to the Minnesota Wild as well. One thing I do want to highlight with the Minnesota Wild is they have Joel Eriksson Ek and Oscar Sundqvist, who they traded for it at the trade deadline. They are currently out with injuries, as you can see on April 6th. Mason Shaw, I think he's a smaller player. I don't think he's much of a factor, but that is something to note right there. So I did want to go to the league averages, right, by the way, so you can see some of the league averages. So goals against, you can see where's the goal saved above average. We can do this later. But save percentages, league average is .89, so that is much lower than normal. But it is interesting to see that goals against, this is a really cool. If you haven't used Hockey Reference, it's pretty great. Pretty great site. But let's go into the Minnesota Wild and why I think the Dallas Stars will be the ones to win this series. I think it will be a tough battle. I think that they will be done in 7. The issue is you, again, kind of like I talked about with Seattle. There's only one game breaker, and that's Kirill Kaprizov. I just don't think they can out battle the game breakers that the Dallas Stars have. Currently, Kaprizov is great. Zuccarello, also great. Boldy playing very well. Joel Eriksson's neck, again, hurt. But look at this drop off. 75, again, similar to, look at Jason Robertson had 101, top at 75. Jamie Benn, 80, 67. And it kind of just dropped up. And right after 4 guys, it drops significantly in points. Now, Frederic Gaudreau, they just re-signed. But if you jump over to the Dallas, remember, we were just talking about Dallas. And look at the points drop. Like, they stay in the 70s for 5 players and drops to 50. If you go to the Minnesota Wild, it stays for 4 players and drops below the 40s. Again, you're just not going to be able to put up the points, and I think it's going to be an issue trying to get those points against Dallas with the hot goaltender that they have of Jason Ottinger. Okay, so kind of, again, not to say they don't have bad players. Brock Faber, I think, is going to be a great player they picked up from Los Angeles Kings. But you're looking at an older goaltender, Marc-Andre Fleury, who has played well, and Philip Gustafsson, who's done phenomenal, playing so well. 22 games, 22 wins, 9 losses, 7 ties. Look at this, .931, phenomenal save percentage. I think if you're the Minnesota Wild, you start with Gustafsson in net, and then if you have to, you can go to Marc-Andre Fleury as a backup to kind of hold water. So to me, I think that's the way you go. It's really your chance to show you have faith in your goaltender, and that you have this nice backup of Andre Fleury. So I think this is the way to go. I still think that it's going to be a tough matchup. It's going to be pretty boring hockey because they play more defensive styles. But I think the game breakers that you have with Dallas are better. So I think that's the reason that you're going to be getting the Dallas Stars taking this in 7 games. So let me know what your thoughts are. Appreciate all your attention and everything. And love you.